Welcome to the Peachtree Podcast. Peachtree Learning Center is a nonprofit in Middle Tennessee dedicated to training and discipling students in all the fine arts to become excellent and skilled in order to spread the kingdom of God into the world of the arts. On this podcast, we will discuss topics designed to encourage, uplift, educate, and equip people to proclaim the kingdom more deeply in their own families and communities. Welcome back to the Peachtree Podcast. We have some exciting news to share, so we're going to push back our second half of Mario da Silva's interview, which is super fun and super exciting, but we needed to kind of interject something different this week. We're in the throes of fall registrations for this coming fall, and looking at our schedule spreadsheet, which we still keep on a spreadsheet day by day, we've just watched our building grow busier and busier over the last several years, and it's gotten to the point where all 9 of our spaces are just humming pretty much all day long every day, with a couple of our exceptions here and there, with lessons and classes and music and dance and art and drama and some academics. And on Wednesdays, we have lots of classes for little people, preschoolers up to second and third grade. Super fun morning for us. Our building really has a different personality each day of the week, and it's beautiful to watch. So many people come just for one or two things on one day, and they don't come day after day. And so we in the office and in the staff get to see what the building is like, kind of in its own personality each day, and it's super fun. But because of that, and because of the way it's gotten so busy, the board has been prayerfully considering how to move forward in the long term, and has come to the conclusion that the extra land we have out to the side of our building is going to need to be used to expand our building. So we're actually going to be building a separate building, but it will be attached to the existing space in ways yet to be determined. But it'll become a walkable place for people coming to Peachtree. So you'll be able to walk to the new building from the old building, and we'll have private music studios out there in that space. Several of our teachers who come and teach several days a week in private lesson capacities will be able to just set up their studio and then leave it there, and it'll be kind of designated for that one person, which will be great, because right now everybody just kind of rotates in and out of spaces, and nobody gets to just plant their books or their offerings in one spot and know that they get to come back there every day. And that has its own ups and downs, its own pros and cons. I think several of them are really very much looking forward to being able to set up a cabinet and keep all their own personal things in a space and be able to reach for resources quickly and kind of plant themselves in a permanent spot. So prayerfully going forward, we are going to be seeking the Lord's timing in that, but we are starting the push. We're announcing that we're starting the push to raise funds towards that end. And we've had our property surveyed. We've had drawings drawn up by an architect who's one of our dads. And we're very excited to announce that we are going to be moving forward with plans to add that building in the next couple of years. So we're going to be using the rest of 2023 and possibly early 2024 to make plans for that financially and be gathering resources to go towards that effort. So we're kicking that off with several different things. One option for contributing will be coming up in June. We're going to have the grandfather of all yard sales, from what I can tell. We've got moms on the spot who are collecting resources from people already, and now we have signs on our building. We'll be announcing in our newsletters and other places that you can bring gently used items, from furniture down to clothing, down to kitchen items, and everyone that donates that will be donating the items so that all the proceeds will come to the Peachtree Building Fund. And that's going to be held June 2nd and 3rd. There are 3 drop-off dates between now and then that are on Fridays, one in March, one in April, and one in May. And those will be collection points for the people in charge of it to take all your things away from Peachtree off-site into a storage place, and then bringing them all back together in time for the yard sale the first weekend of June. So be looking for options, or looking for the dates to drop off materials for that. But we're very excited that these sweet families have decided to take that on and are going to be doing that for us. And hopefully that will kick us off in a great way towards raising some money for this building effort. We are a 501c3, so that means any items donated can be used as tax write-offs if you like, as a donation. That also means any funds that you donate can certainly go towards a tax write-off as well. And another option we're going to offer come fall is the opportunity to just add a monthly amount as a donation onto your monthly bill. So if you would love to donate $1,000 to Peachtree, but you don't have that laying around and you want to split that up into 9 or 10 payments between August and May of next year, you can do that, and we'll just tack it onto your bill. And that way you could only maybe give $100 a month, and that would be a great way to parse that out and still be able to donate, but not necessarily have to come up with some large amount on the spur of the moment or in one fell swoop. And there will be other options come up as the year unfolds. We've got a couple of other fun ideas in the works, but for now, these are the things we're starting with. We do not feel urgency in other ways, except that our building is really trying to have elastic seams, and we just feel like we've got to have more space to do all the things that we're being asked to do, which is an exciting place to be, but also a little bit unnerving and sometimes uncomfortable for teachers who are teaching across a curtain from each other. It gets a little bit stacked up in there, and thank the Lord that we all like each other and enjoy working together and can laugh about it. And our teachers have been very gracious to each other to make room. We used to have a dedicated art space, and that's slowly gotten kind of encroached on as our preschool academic classes and music lessons kind of got mushroomed out of the place they used to occupy. Those big, luscious art rooms have been used for other things in between art classes, and that staff has been really sweet to put up with everybody kind of coming into their space and going. And by the same token, we've had to share spaces in the big room with all the disciplines because everybody uses the great room. So we have had instances when teachers tried to leave things in the room for their next class thinking it would be left alone, and 3 days later it's completely gone or been used for other purposes because it wasn't recognized as something that needed to be saved. So those are the kinds of growing pains we're experiencing. It's a very exciting time. It's very exciting to watch fall registration take off like it has with a huge bang. And we've just been overwhelmed and really humbled by the way people have embraced all the classes and lessons that are offered here. We know that every bit of it's dedicated to the purposes of God, and we are humbly excited that He's blessed that with just a tub of really sweet families and people and students coming in to learn things in a way that honors Him and in ways that will pierce their hearts and make differences in their lives. So we're grateful for each student that comes in the door. We're grateful for each family that puts their trust in us, and we are excited to see how this new season will unfold. So put your seatbelts on. And if you haven't registered already, if you're an existing family, this week is dedicated just to letting you sign up first. So drop off those papers, get over to the building and get that done. You can still register after this week, obviously, but after this week, your Head Start is evaporated, and pretty much anybody that wants to register will be allowed to register after this week. So we usually try to give existing families a week of a head start, and then because they usually kind of know what they want to do, and then new families get to jump in after that. The other thing that's open for registration is summer camps, and we have quite a full slate of summer camps, 3 to 6 to pick from every week for the full month of June and July. There's some super fun, creative things out there. We have teachers that just really do a fantastic job of having some very creative, fun offerings, but don't tell anybody. There's always learning involved, and you don't have to trumpet that part to your children, but they will come away knowing some new things and having some new skills, but also having had a lot of fun. So that registration is open. All that information is on our website. There's a lot of fun camps, very interesting and creative camps. And then our fall registration is up live. Be looking for tickets to our spring show, which go on sale, I believe, today at the local theater. That show is in April. We're super excited about all the music and the way that's coming together. We have some really talented students that are going to put on a great show that night. We'll have about, I think I added it up, I think it's over 150 students performing in that show in either dance, drama, one of our ensembles, or our choirs. And music classes. And another new component of that show, an exciting part, is going to be our jazz band that just started meeting in January, and it's a mixture of a couple of faculty members, a few parents type people in our own community, and also several students. And they've all come together to form a jazz band under the leadership of Mario Da Silva, who's been our interviewee last week, and he'll be back next week to finish. He's leading that, and it's just they've had lots of fun, and they're very excited about sharing a couple of pieces at our spring show as kind of a palate warmer upper for the show starting. So be looking for that if you're local and you can come out and join us. We would love to have you at that show. It's at CPAC. It's on April 4th, and those tickets I believe are on sale today. So go check that out and get your ticket soon. And we look forward to seeing everyone that's close enough to come share that with us. If not, just be in prayer with us over this season. Bless us with your prayers for God's guidance in every step as we try to step into a new season of building on and growing as He sees fit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. To support this podcast, please go follow us on your podcast platform of choice. And if you're interested in knowing more about the work of Peachtree, please go visit our website at peachtreelearningcenter.com for more information.